Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how you can guarantee that you turn your New Year's resolutions into reality. Every year, millions of people start a New Year's resolution at the beginning of January, and usually by the end of January, it's a long forgotten memory. I'm going to make sure that you know exactly how to see your goals through and make sure that at the end of the year, you're exactly where you said you will be. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to start by taking you through this goal setting process. And really, when you start off setting your goals, what's really important to do is to ensure that that goal actually forms part of the clear vision that you have for your life. Now, if you've never done this exercise, I would highly recommend that you do this before setting your year-long goals. And that is, what is the 5-year vision for your life? And the reason I recommend that you start there first is you're pretty limited to what you can achieve within a year. However, in 5 years, that's a big enough chunk of time to really create some massive changes in your life. But in addition to that, it's also a short enough period of time to feel like it's not too far ahead down the road. So, if you were at college and you were going off to university, in that time you'll have been thinking about what you're going to be doing in the next 3 to 5 years, for example, but you're probably not thinking about where you were going to be in 20 or 30 years, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this 5-year vision. Now, if you've actually got one created for your life already, you can feel free to skip this part. But I'm going to walk you through it. I think it's super important that you do this before setting your 1-year goals. So with the 5-year vision, so the first thing that we recommend that you do is to shoot for the moon in this 5-year vision. I mean, really go at it. Like, what would your ideal life look like? And we're going to break your life down into a few distinct sectors. So the first one is going to be health, and I've got relationships, professional, financial, contribution. It could be things that you want as well, so toys, houses. So feel free to add your own sections in there. So I've got health, relationships, professional and financial as my sort of primary drivers. If you've got other sections in your life that I haven't got on there, feel free to add them, okay? So then what we're going to do is we're going to look at what would need to happen with your health. So I'm going to look at this as me doing it from my perspective, okay? So what would need to happen with my health for me to be super excited about it in 5 years' time? And I've just put some little sort of key points there, or ideas. So health markers, blood pressure, cholesterol, things like that, weight, body fat, muscle, performance, energy. And also when we're looking at health, rather than just looking at physical health, what about our mental health as well? What does your level of discipline look like? Your level of focus, confidence, clarity? So start to get really clear how you would like your health, how would you like your body and mind to be in 5 years' time. Then we do exactly the same with the relationship part. So who's in your life? Have you got a significant other? Have you got a wife or husband? Have you got kids? Is the family around you? How much time do you spend together, and what do you do with that time? Where do you spend that time? If you're looking at your relationship with your significant other, what does the intimacy look like? What are the experiences, the things that you share and enjoy together? What does that look like? When we're looking at our professional life, we need to look at sort of what would make us excited to get up and start the day. Now, our professional life or work life, that's where we're going to spend a huge amount of our time. So it's really important that what you do for a living really, drives you, makes you excited to get up and start the day. You can't wait to get at it. So what do you do for a living? How much time do you spend doing that? Where do you work? Who do you work with? What impact do you have through your work? And does that excite you? So start to look at what do you do for a living? How does all of that look? And then what does your financial situation look like? How much do you earn? What savings do you have? Do you have investments on the go to help fund the future? What does your retirement plan look like? How are you putting money to one side for your kids' college, for example? Okay, and I've also put a separate little note under that of have. So again, if you're looking at sort of toys or things like that, things that you want to buy, that's really got to come under the finance side, because that's going to be the thing that funds that. So, what does your house look like? Where do you live? Do you have multiple houses? What sort of car do you drive? Do you have any other toys like camper vans or motorhomes or aeroplanes or boats, whatever that might be? And also travel. If travel's important to you, where do you want to go? When do you want to do that? Who do you want to do that with? And what's going to be the cost associated with all that? So that's the first part of this process, setting up your 5-year vision. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at breaking that 5-year vision down into our 1-year goals. And this is really where most people start with their New Year's resolutions. What am I going to do in the next 12 months? So we're just making sure that what we plan in the next 12 months is actually, it is in alignment with our bigger picture, with our full 5-year plan. Okay, so for my health goal, I want to live at about 10% body fat in a sustainable manner. I've been in amazing shapes many times in my life, but I've always struggled to maintain them because the way that I've got there hasn't been maintainable. Okay. With regards to my relationships, I've said I want to have weekly dates with my wife, my kids, my mum, my brother, my sister, my friends. So every week I want to date one person in my life and create connection with them, create experiences with them, create memories with them. For the professional goal, I want to launch a course. I've done this several times in the past, and I really miss coaching, so that's part of the reason why I'm doing all of this. And then finances, I want to pay a 10% deposit off a couple of houses that I own, and also I'm going to identify the place in the Lake District where I want to have a second home, and that's part of my 5-year plan. Okay, and then things that I want, effectively I want a holiday in Europe. Okay, so what I've done now is I've taken the 5-year goals, or 5-year vision if you like, and then broken them down into a 1-year vision, or sort of what I want things to look like in 12 months time. Okay, and again, I would highly recommend that you take the time to go through this process. That's why I'm doing this video. It's not just to share what I'm doing, but for you to follow along and do it for yourself as well. So what we've done, we've gone from a 5-year vision to a 1-year vision, and now we're looking at 12-week or quarterly targets. So we're going to break our 12-month goals down into quarterly goals or 12-week goals. Okay, so with regards to my health, I want to be at 15% body fat, and start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu again. Because I'm doing a date a week, I need to have 12 dates with family and friends. Professional, I need to identify my niche and start building my tribe. Finances, I need to have my home remortgaged. The interest rates here in the UK are going crazy at the moment, so we want to make sure that gets dialed in. I've got a flat that I want to sell, and I want 5k paying off my mortgage. And then for things, I need to have booked my holiday. So what I've done now is I've taken my 5-year vision to a 1-year vision, or 1-year goals, and I've broken down into quarterly goals, and I'm just focused on the first quarter right now. The next thing that we do, and this is really where the rubber starts to meet the road, okay, we're going to take some of our goals, or we're going to take all of our goals, I should say. So in this first one, this one should be 15% body fat, right? So that's where I said it would be. Now, what I need to do with this, what we call a success path, is I need to map out and plan what are the steps that I need to take to hit 15% body fat in this case. Okay, I'm just going to do this on body fat, otherwise this will end up being like a 3-hour video or something. So the first thing I need to do in order to get in great shape, I need to be in a calorie deficit. So I need to work out what my calories need to be, what my macros need to be. And I did that on the 1st of Jan. Who was doing that? That was me. And now an obstacle could be, and I've just put this in, so if you were doing something like this and you're like, well, I'm not quite sure how to do that, I want you to identify what are the obstacles to your goals, and also to try to create a plan to overcome that obstacle. So how can you get the information to overcome that obstacle? Or a real great question to ask is, who can help you overcome that obstacle? So in this case, that could be, I would go out and find a trainer, okay? I've put to start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by the 14th of Jan. Who needs to do that? Me. An obstacle to that could be time. Okay, how am I going to overcome, that obstacle? I'm going to basically go out, I'm going to get the diary out, and I'm going to map out, I'm going to plan in that diary all of my Jiu-Jitsu sessions before I ever put anything else in the diary. All those will get put in first. Another one of the things that I've got to do is to be active on a continuous basis. I've got 10,000 steps a day, starting to do that from the 1st of Jan. Who's doing that? Me. An obstacle to that, laziness. How do I get around that particular obstacle? Generally, if I do things first thing in the day, they get done. If I leave them till later in the day, they don't get done. So I'm going to make sure that I do at least 5,000 of those steps first thing in the day. So before 9 a.m. So you're going to continue that process with all of your goals. So at the top on your success path, you're going to write down each of your goals for the quarter. Then what you're going to do is you're going to look at all of the steps that you need to take in order to hit that goal. You're going to look at when those steps need to be done by, who's responsible for doing them, what are the obstacles that might prevent you from doing them, and then create a plan for each and every one of those obstacles. Okay, so I want you to start with that part of the process. Now, this is just part of the goal setting system. Okay, and I'm going to do another short video that takes all of this, and basically we take this information, we put it into a spreadsheet, we look at some other factors that may affect these. We then transfer this into a diary. Then we look at how do we get leverage and absolutely guarantee that we get you to follow through on your goals. So this is just part one. So I'll be bringing part two of this video out in the next couple of days. Okay, so if you did enjoy this video, please go ahead, drop me a like. That would be really great. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you feel like it's something that's going to help you on your journey to changing your life. Okay, once again, appreciate you tuning in and watching. And thanks for your time.